3 stories today, and here's all of my social media. And I have a Reddit. If you guys have your own ghost stories that you would like me to read on my channel, subscribe if you would like to join my cemetery of ghosts. I'm very excited to read these stories. It might be a short one today, but I have water and I have Dr. Pepper's. I'm doing extra good today. And look at this sweater. It is my boyfriend's again. I'm sorry that I couldn't post a vlog this week, but I will be posting a vlog after next Friday, so it's still like every other Tuesday if I would have posted this Tuesday. And we will be making our summer bucket lists, so that will be very fun. Let's get into these stories today. I have my drinks and I am so ready to read them, so let's read them, ghosties. This first story is titled My Dad Passed, and it's from user JodesOfTheNorth. My mom and dad have dementia. My dad passed recently after being in the hospital for a month. My mom has no idea he's gone. She doesn't even talk about him. Dementia is insane. No one told her when he passed because we are terrified she will just live in a grief loop. She lives in their house with caregivers while waiting for placement in a care facility. What breaks my heart is all my dad's things are still untouched. His toothbrush in the washroom, his favorite drink mix on the counter. It's so heartbreaking. My dad passed early in the morning at the end of February. That night, my mom was in bed and my dad appeared next to her. She reached for him and he disappeared. She remembered this to tell my brother the next day, which blows my mind. We don't see how she could or would make this up. I am still in shock that he passed, but I'm so relieved he found his way home to my mom. I'm sorry if this isn't a good post, but I wanted to share. There's more for us after this part of the journey, and we are never truly without those we love, even when they're gone. I love stories like that. I have like so many similar stories like that. When my grandma passed away, because like little things would just happen to me and my mom and my brother, like around the house. I might share some of that after the next story. And I'm sorry if this video is way too short, guys. I am not trying to make it too short. The next video, maybe I'll read 4 stories. Maybe I'll get a little bit crazy with it. This one is titled, I think my grandmother is haunting me. I'm convinced she is, or I wouldn't be posting this. And it's from user Sherlock. My grandmother died on March 13th, so not very long ago. I lived with her and was there when she died. Since her passing, I have noticed odd things happening. I feel her presence every time I go into her room, every time I sit in her chair, etc. When I'm gone for work, she likes to move things around. For an example, and a little backstory, Grandma and I got into a little spat a few weeks before her passing about where I should put my cat food. She wanted it on the lower shelf, but I wanted it to be higher, blah, blah, blah. I settled for the lower shelf because it was easier for her to reach. However, since she has passed, I've been putting it on the upper shelf. Whenever I'm come home from work, it has been moved to the lower shelf. I'm hearing knocking on my door, knocking outside and in between the walls. And my cat has sensed something, and somebody keeps calling the landline. It's super choppy when it rings, not a solid, steady ring. And when I answer, it's just static. I swear I am being haunted, but nobody believes me. And I have a hard time believing in ghosts because of my religion. However, I've seen/heard of enough paranormal activity to know that they are real. I need advice on what to do. I'm kind of scared. The phone is ringing again. I just answered. Still staticky. Super choppy. There isn't a number on the phone to call back. That one's weird. When I was a kid, my grandma died. She hated when I would fight to go to school with my mom, which I would always do. But like my mom, she came into the room and she told me to get ready for school. I wasn't going to, and my coat was hanging up on a chair or something, like very secure. It was there like all night, and then it just fell off. And I know that that's not weird, but like my brother like had the garage door close on him one time. So there's like been like a lot of like coincidences and stuff. This last story is titled "The House I Grew Up In Gave Me Undeniable Evidence That Ghosts Exist." And it's from user novalue_1511. So way back when, about 18 years or so ago, I lived up in a small town up north in the States. Old 2-story house in the middle of town, nothing too out of the ordinary. When we first moved in, everything was normal for the most part. Couple bedrooms upstairs, kitchen and bathroom downstairs, and a large cellar with a giant hatch door in the kitchen with a weird crawl space that went under the kitchen. Fast forward a few months, we are all settled in, and just unexplainable things just start happening. Started off with small things, weird sounds with what seemed like no origin, lucid visions in the evening both in and around the property. But as these went on and on with all 4 people in the home, they involved corpses being stuffed in there, which we have come to think, given the history of the town, was very possible used for just that. Later on came things moving. First thing we noticed was the dining room chairs. All 6 looked like they had been pushed away from the table when we always put them upside down on the table due to dogs jumping up. And then more malicious acts kept happening as well. A couple that stick out is we kept feeling like we were getting pushed down the cellar stairs. And one other time we were watching TV. Mom had an iron cooling off in the cellar, and we started smelling something burning. And after searching for a couple minutes, we found the clothes iron that was off on full power face down on an area rug in the cellar where we had it. In the end, it ended up being one of the main reasons we moved out of that house. We moved out of state and we were done with it, with the feeling of an angry spirit in that house. Couldn't find any real history on the house except when it was built, so we don't know if there was any type of weird history. We just know that there were way too many encounters to just shrug it off. I got this cup when I worked at Spirit Halloween, and that was pretty cool. I got like a 35% off discount at Spirit Halloween and Spencer's. I got this cup from Spencer's though, because they didn't have them at Spirit Halloween, and I had my eye on it forever. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. I will have a longer video next Friday, and then we will have that summer bucket list the Tuesday after that. Subscribe, comment down below, and like this video up, and share it with all your friends. Stay spooky, guys. Love you.